Welcome to the Two Mighty Mo podcast. I appreciate your time. If you could introduce yourself to my viewers and listeners.
Yeah, for sure. I go by Nabezz. Uh, I'm a Chicago artist. And shit, right now, I got a project out called Nabezz Giving 2. It's on all platforms. Yeah, shit.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So I don't know how familiar you are with my work, but I like to get as much as the full story as I can in this little amount of time. So if you don't mind, we're gonna start from the top. Where you from? Where you grew up?
Yeah, so shit, I'm from Chicago, Southside. Really born and raised. Shit, that's damn near all I know for real.
Mhm.
Southside, East Side, or like as people like to say, over East. But the East Side too. So more going towards the hundreds and over East tourists and exchange shit, and then back to Roseland area, Pullman area. So yeah, shit, really South Side shit. I can go into Inglewood, you know what I'm saying. But a lot of my stumping grounds for sure done been like in the hundreds and out south. So
For sure, for sure. So if you don't mind, man, talk to us about your upbringing, you know what I'm saying, in those communities. You know what I'm saying? Was it pretty normal, you know what I'm saying? What was your experiences like coming up in those communities?
shit, typical. Ain't really no need to like over exaggerate or over inform. Shit, probably just as great or worse than the next person. You know what I'm saying? We all kind of done had our, I wouldn't even really say struggles, because shit, we all still going facing adversity. So my upbringing honestly was pretty straight. You know what I'm saying? I had a mother, I had a father. My mother was a single parent though, for sure, and I'm the oldest of three. So I've been having responsibility since I was knee high, for real. Like it that's why I say I don't wanna, it'll seem like exaggeration, but shit, I've been walking around with a keychain and keys and really doing this shit since like 6, 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? Kindergarten, first grade. Like, you got shit to do, and if you don't do it, you know the consequences of your actions. So I kind of always move like that, and that's what pretty much like built the character that I am today. It was always being mindful of what you do when people not around. And I ran through the eras of thinking people ain't watching me, but for sure you got people like Rosie the nosy neighbor, for sure that's gonna always, it's always eyes everywhere. And now that shit did multiply. Like, it don't take an actual person looking out that window to see shit now. So you got cameras that do that at an all time high. So yeah, I just been really since a shorty. I've been kind of like had the responsibility, looking after myself. Now I won't exaggerate and say that I had to like feed myself and clothe my. Nah, I ain't have to do all that. You know what I'm saying? But I did miss out on having my parents full time, because that was what they had to do as well. Make sure they clothed me and they fed me. But they needed me to look after myself until they could get back around. So that was really the upbringing. Then when I was able to do shit on my own, from another standpoint, like finally jump out and get involved in sports and stuff like that, I took advantage of those things, but I quickly reverted back to, like, I guess you could say, what I knew. Cause by that time I started to want things. I wanted more for myself. And you know what I'm saying? When you got a single parent who just working, you don't get the bare minimum, but as you get older, you realize you get the necessity, not the wants. So that was really just what it became like. Shit, do you want to play ball, or do you need to try to continue to, get out here and like really make a way for yourself, feed yourself, you know what I'm saying, better than what you feel like your parents are doing. Um,
Now, still talking about your early upbringing, man. What about some of your early aspirations? Like as a shorty, anything you aspire to be, like a doctor, lawyer, hooper, you know what I'm saying? What was your early aspirations coming up?
Man, let me see. Growing up, I really like, oh, for sure, I wanted to be a wrestler. That was like some of the biggest shit we did growing up. Jump off the radiators and shit like that. I mean, one of my cousins broke a damn window at the crib, getting that. I did all that, asking them to spend a night, and we done had so much fun. Motherfucker done broke a window, and that shit happened. You going right home immediately. So like wrestling. I ain't gonna lie, I had dreams of being a dirt bike rider. Lacrosse, motocross. My bad, motocross. Football and stuff like that, basketball, sports, them was cool, but it was like I was always like thinking outside the box, and it was never like me seeing African Americans really doing it. Not saying wrestling, because for sure, Booker T's, The Rocks, them was definitely your people that you looked up to kind of growing up. But like on other side, like skateboard, I definitely BMX. I thought I was gonna be a BMX rider. You know what I'm saying? We all done had our mongoose days, or I never actually I never actually had one that was purchased for me, but I didn't rolled off with a couple, and shit, motherfucking rolled off with my mountain bike. So yeah, really just that wrestling, motocross, BMX. Shit, snowboard. This was shit that I definitely, as a youngin, was like you ain't see a lot of. So it was like I'm like I wanted to, and even today, some of it is still stuff that I want to do or that I like look at. Like shit, that shit cool.
Bro, me too. I'm type nigga on bro. I'm type. I play Tony Hawk Pro Skater on bro. That's my
Yeah,
shit.
yeah,
Man, bro.
that was the man. They had a scooter game growing. I can't even think. Messing with the scooters, the Razor scooters. I remember they had a nice ass game on PlayStation. So it was just shit like that growing up that I really like fucked with. Like I admired really like what they was doing, the Tony Hawks, and it was like, man, it seemed like a dream to chase for real. Like for real.
For sure, for sure. Now, as we move on to your story and where it's at now, you know what I'm saying? I got one more question about back then, and that's your music inspirations or what you was listening to on the music side, what was being played in the household, who was you a fan of on the music side early?
Oh shit, growing up, man. So like I say, I was really looking after myself a lot. So I used to for sure like fumble through my mama music, and she used to have her name written on a lot of shit. And I found out later on that was like to say her music. She used to write her name on everything. And that was because my grandpa, he had a real bad addiction. So back then, like she had to mark her shit, I guess, or it would have been gone. But like I used to run through. It was really a lot of. It was women, a lot of women, but it was a mixture. You know what I'm saying? Tony Braxton, uh, Janet Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Definitely a lot of Kurt Franklin. Like and this was stuff because I grew up like when I was this age, that 6, 7 of age, I couldn't like watch videos for real. Like I wasn't allowed to watch videos. So the only time I got to like watch in the box or whatever the shit was called, the box on BET or just little radio, just little music stations that was on BET shit. That was happening around my cousins and them or my auntie. My auntie was a young teenager, so it was like I'd be sneaking watching motherfucking Ludacris talking about Sticky Icky Icky or Lil Bow Wow shit. Just little stuff that I honestly didn't have the privilege to do it, but it was around, so you was gonna see it anyway. You know what I'm saying? My mama still had a little order, but it was like shit when I got around cousins and aunties and uncles, they allowed me to be a kid. So it's like you still got to see it until you fuck up. It's like, all right, go your ass on. You know you ain't supposed to be watching TV, no way. You ain't supposed to be watching this, seeing this, no way. So that was really my the jagged edges for sure. And on the rap side, for sure, Rough Rider, DMX, Swiss Beats. I won't really say Jay-Z because I was just hearing more of the rugged, so it definitely wasn't no Jay-Z. But a lot of people that he was probably like given the opportunity, and I went to find that out later, just hopping into inquiring more about music. So shit, since I was around the same age, like I come home and bump music and feel everything of it. Like listening to Tony Braxton, and I cry not even knowing why I'm crying. But that's just the message that the music was putting out. You know what I'm saying? And listen to some Rough Rider shit and take my hat off, and that probably even drew more why I had a love for like bikes. It wasn't even like the bikes they was on, but for sure like ATVs, Banshees, and like I said, motocross bikes. You know what I'm saying? Dirt bikes, basically, as we know them as. Motocross is just the sport, but yeah, just that type of flow. It was kind of like a balance. Like I said, I gave you a little bit of gospel, R&B, and a little bit of hip hop. So it was real. It was well rounded. Well rounded music for sure.
Now, let's talk about your creativity. Like, do you remember your first instances of creating, like, and what it was? Like, was this something that came on later in life, or was this something that you started early as well?
Mm, oh, for sure, around the same time. Like the same times for sure. It was a back then they used to have so CDs. Everybody probably know that CDs used to have like single CDs. So it had like the song, the instrumental, then the radio version. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of back in the day, CDs was like that, and it wasn't the whole album or something. So my mom used to have a lot of little stuff like that too. And it was one joint. It was called Paper Boys or Doughboys or some shit like that. Like people probably won't even know nothing about this. They had a song called "Something for the Summer." Like a little something for the summer, a little something for the summer. And then it was like we vibed with that shit so much. Me and my cousin, same age, but we watching ourselves playing around. Got the stereo blasting, like just being kids. And the instrumental version was where we used to like just play around and I don't remember what the fuck we was doing, but I definitely remember playing around on that shit. Like, and that was where I really. This was all in the same mist. The 6 to 7 year old, the way I really felt the love for like just knowing these sounds is dope. Like, and this shit on some type of wax that I don't know how it's being done, what's being done. Cause we also had a big ass stereo record player too that played vinyls on it. It was like it looked like today's entertainment center or some shit like that. But it was an actual record player, like when you lift the top. So we also got a chance to experience like playing records. You know what I'm saying? Patti LaBelle's and my grandpa. He a real Jamaican, so you know what I'm saying. I was listening to the Wailers early, like just fooling around with it, and whatever caught my eye, I continued to play around with it when I had the free time. So I got a real like I'm very open when it come to like listening to all types of genre for real, for real. I never boxed myself in when it came to music. Like I listen to alternative. I listen to it for real because it kind of give you a chance to think differently. You know what I'm saying? Plus they say frequencies and shit like that, and it really change your moods when you do bump different stuff. So yeah, I was just tempering around with whatever I got my hands on for real, and that shit all inspired me. You know what I'm saying? Which is why I'm so versatile because I don't just box myself in. I'm an artist, so I'm not just like, oh yeah, I'm a drill rapper, oh I'm a struggle rapper, oh I just rap. No, I can kind of like you give me an assignment, and I'm pretty sure I can make some real creative, poetic stuff with for real, like pen or just what's in my head from experience. So
For sure. And getting into your experience a little bit, do you remember when and why do you start taking music serious? Like when and why do you start going to the studio, or if it's an at-home studio, when and why do you start recording tracks like seriously?
man, that's a good ass question. Honestly, why? Why did I start? Because it's been the plan, and I probably struggled for so long trying to have control. And by control, I mean like I don't really motivate people to go to the studio. I motivate you to create a studio. I don't really motivate like a lot of motherfuckers to like go places. I be trying to get you to give you the tools to pretty much have it yourself, so you can sit around and do what we like to call crafting. growing up, a lot of the times we running around on idle time, which is devil time all the time, because we ain't really got none. We ain't really got tools. The only tool we gonna getting is a video game. Let's be real. Some of us had the video game before the next person. Some of us probably can't get the video game until mommy get her taxes. We know how that shit goes. So it's like when the game get boring and when you probably done paid the all 10, 5, 4, 2, or 1 game that you got and the demos, you trying to get permission to go outside. When you go outside, you got your fun. But outside, it's so much wonder. You wonder all type of other things. So I think that's where it kind of came from for me. Like, I really just motivate or I preach just having your own. I'm a real DIY type of motherfucker. Like, now I'm not saying I'm not glorifying doing shit on your own, because it gets to a point where you need a crowd. You need to be able to, but basically just do it enough to where you can attract the people that's on the same shit you own, and they bring the value just as much as you bring the value. So that's more so what I push, like having your own shit for creative control. I done seen a lot of people do this music shit, and it's like some cold ass shit probably never come out because you done put yo music into another person's hands, and they got all type of other excuses as to why it ain't coming out. Well, I don't know what that type of shit be about, but I watch that so much. I watch that discourage
about it all the time.
a lot of my dopest, a lot of the dopest, like people who done motivated me past the celebrity stuff or what you growing up hearing. Then been a lot of dope motherfuckers from the Southside of Chicago that I done grew up in and watched, and they either caught on like, I can't do it until I get a certain amount of money in their head, or somebody else fuck around with it and just take the passion away from them because they never really had control of their creativity from jump. So I think that's really me, Nabezz as the brand. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like the biggest thing I push is like a lot of this shit can be DIY. You know what I'm saying? You could do it yourself, and it's just about knowing where to start. And I get that part. You would be boxed in so much because a lot of other energy is filled within that space that you need to relieve it from, just to place it with a lot of other shit. And then you could be like, oh, I like to call the shit I do the effect. You feel what I'm saying? Like, even myself, I'm a person that the world or people gonna be able to look back on like, that's bro, that's who you talking about. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with that, as long as you kind of stand true to what you got going on. And that's shit what you see today. That's all.
For sure, that's dope. That's dope, man. What you playing with the music so early, man? Talk to me about your creative process. Are you a writer? Are you freestyling? Are you punching in and out? What's it like actually putting that shit together? And you could just talk about the evolution from then to now.
Yeah, hell yeah. So starting out, I was a big writer. Definitely growing up writing. You know, even going into 5th, 6th grade, I used to write some shit, but I can't tell you none of that right now that I wrote. I couldn't even, none of that. I couldn't tell you any of that. In high school, I definitely wasn't, in high school, I was a big, like, put you on to music. So in high school, I was bumping the futuristic shit, you know what I'm saying? I had the mohawk, so I was more like a Roscoe Dash type of motherfucker. I listened to a lot of like music that people weren't listening to. Like, I was real Travis Porter street execs. Like, we talking about QC and I was a real street exec fan. Like if I had the money or the investments or the shit at the time, that's exactly where I would have drove my funds to, because I admire everything they had going on. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole setup, and I admired the artists that came there. Like I said, from Travis Porter. Shit to Dolph, Cap One, 2 Chainz, you know what I'm saying? Like, I really admired the setup, and I always wanted like Chicago to even have some shit like that at the time. But even today, you still don't kind of see it. And the thing about it is something that I do want to create is that I've actually helped kicked off a lot of entities with people, hoping that those type of things would stir up and come. And it's not to say that they not, but everything has to be on one accord for it to actually be there. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Chicago got a lot of other distractions that get in the way. Like right now, I might not be hot. A person that's looking for hot, they might be looking for the artist that just talk about catching hats right now. When it's like that shit gonna die out, no shade, if and when they die off. So it's like staying, like I said, staying true to who you are because we still creating that wave. You still do get those artists and a lot of people who got that type of lane. So
Man,
yeah.
for sure. Now you mentioned being big on DIY. I would just assume, you know what I'm saying? I hate to assume that you record yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So with that being said, was that something that you gained to learn? Or was that something that you just started with, you know what I'm saying, from the ground up, you know what I'm saying, always doing it yourself and just always know how to do it?
Yeah, no, I definitely wasn't always doing it myself. Shit, I was really a motherfucker. Like I wanted to go to the studio. Once I started to write this shit down, I wanted to go to the studio, but I was always crafting in my own space. So I always drafted music knowing that like I know that they has how I wanted to fully sound. But I'm structuring how it sound. Like it's already structured, like it's cold. It just needs to be mixed and mastered. And to this day, I don't have that part. So I label myself as real deal recording. So when I go to the studio, when I'm in my studio, I'm strictly recording. But along the way, like over the past couple years, cause I really didn't full fledged hopped in this shit. I say about 2022 is where I started like really controlling my creativity, where I recorded and I played around with just the whole setup of recording. And I sent my shit to an engineer, you know what I'm saying, just to give me that finishing touch. But sitting there to record, that's already enough for me because I'm a busybody motherfucker. So it take a lot to just even, it's like making a beat for me just to try to record a track. You feel what I'm saying? Because my phone might ring, something else might be going on. Whereas like that's why I commend motherfuckers who make beats. I commend the engineers. I commend the photographers and the videographers because I done kind of picked it up and tried to do all of it. But the time consumption of just where I might be at a time has been everything or gets in the way of everything. But definitely controlling myself when it comes to recording. If I didn't even get that part down and discipline myself to focus on that, Nabezz don't give y'all nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just sitting right here or not sitting here at all to even talk about Nabezz giving one, Ladies First, 2019 Nabezz, or Nabezz giving two. And that's 4 EPs that I've literally recorded all in the process of my own sanctuary. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, that it's a blessing because I look back and I be wondering like how much money would I've spent to be trying to even just drop 40 songs in the studio and I've spent that same amount of money just making sure I put it in tangible forms of shit that I can lead people with. You know what I'm saying? Like that's another thing that I'm big on too is like if we can cut that cost, we can focus on make sure that we putting it into other things. And that's that part right there. People don't go that far. Motherfucker like, man, I got this fine song I just wrote or I just put down and I'm trying to put it out. So that's even going back to my process of how you said when it come to recording. Like later on, having your own equipment, it led me to be able to record at my own pace. I could sit right here, get in my zone. I'm not managed. I'm not micro timed. It ain't a 2-hour slot. It ain't a 3-hour slot. It ain't a 1-hour slot. Where I'm feeling like I gotta push it out. But instead, I could sit right here and really create fucking 5 songs in 30 minutes. Cause if I'm in a zone and I'm in a mode, I don't need to get it. And I done already put myself in it. And by the time I drop the beat, I'm going in. My process today is certainly not writing. I ain't wrote no track probably in 7-8 years. So now my process to music in the midst of crafting and having my own shit has been just freestyling and what I like to call it, I just edit my content. I literally freestyle and I edit content. So it's about me riding the beat, to with the cadence that I'm like, oh yeah, that's it. And it's only gonna take one, two, or three of them. Like just trying to get your voice together, get your sound together. Even if my sound ain't right and that cadence right, we finna ride that and we finna edit my content. Like I sit down. I guess you could want to say it's writing when I edit the content because I do have to sit down and like put down what I actually want to say. But I still don't really say. I still don't really label that as writing because the framework I literally freestyle. I just guess you could. I guess you could say I just ain't. I'm not a fan of like trying to punch in bar for bar because I just go the fuck straight in. And when I go in, I'm gone. Like, so I don't need to be like, oh yeah, I ain't like that other shit. Let me do line for line. I'm not a line for line person. I literally go in, shady, go in. Like I just go in.
Now, also with the recording yourself, does do you ever? Well, let me ask you this first. With recording yourself, where did you get the knowledge? You know what I'm saying? Like, where did you get the knowledge on which DAW to download, which mixer
That's a
to
good
to
question.
buy, which mic to get? Where did you get that knowledge from?
All right, so I don't need to tell people this. So you might hear it for the first time. But I got a degree in music business.
Oh, there you go.
So I went to SAE Institute back in like 2016. I need to go back to my stepping grounds because that's what I'm missing. Like tapping into a lot of people shit. We going on a decade now. And I probably ain't been around people that way since 2018. And I'm pretty sure it's a lot of dope people that it came from up out of there and doing their thing. But actually around 2018, 19 was what I did was I acquired a CDL license. So you feel what I'm saying? We talking about the first stepping stone rather than just rely on what I know, a trap, a hustle, the streets. It was the first thing along with me starting to have kids that I was like, okay, this can be the perfect balance. You know what I'm saying? I could provide and I can make room to be able to do for me too. And that's kind of where it kind of really started. But SAE, like you said, that was where I got a real introduction to MIDI and DAW. Like not besides like my country folks, because my people from like Memphis and Arkansas, man, code to this day when it come to like self-teaching themselves about this shit, like didn't go to no type of school. So I always watched them, like my Uncle Fat Ass, I watched him take a lot of dope Arkansas, shout out Forest City too. For sure, shout out Forest City, shout out West Memphis too, for sure. Yeah, Memphis. But definitely like watching them craft was something that was another thing I always was fascinated about. Talk about taking music. I go in the bathroom and listen to my uncle Pastor Troy and 3-6 Mafia and Project Pat. Like that was when I got a real chance to listen to rugged down south music when I went down south every summer. So that's kind of like where I really got that little drive from too. But going, what was the question you was at? Cause I did get a little off tangent.
I got lost in words too, Joe.
Yeah, we're really like the just kind of like the mini DAW. So SAE. Yeah. So like I went to SAE because it was like so much in my brain and I needed to get this shit out, but I didn't know how. Where I'm coming from, it was like, we need studio, we need to go to the studio. And I don't watch people go to the studio and spend 2-3 hours and man, I can't even come up with nothing fried in this bitch. So those were things that made me look back like, well, why you here? Why'd you come? We need this or we could do this all day even when you play or when y'all want to play, that you can still go back to it. So like I said again, that creative control is very important to me, like, which is probably why I'm not big on honestly want no type of deal that don't allow me to keep any of that type of shit because we the brands for real, you know what I'm saying? We the labels, we really everything. We just run to that shit because it look better. You know what I'm saying? It allow you to upgrade your lifestyle, or at least look like you upgrading your lifestyle. Because now when we talk about the business, that's a whole nother side of the thing. So, like I said, I went to school to really wrap my brain around that. That's why I got the whole DIY aspect from. And yeah, once I got out of there, I needed to be able to fund a way to really do it. So that's where the trucking shit came from. To be able to still, like I said, provide and do what I need to do. But that don't mean motherfuckers still can't get trapped in this shit. You know what I'm saying? Because even in the trucking world, you can get trapped. I done seen them folks. A lot of dope guys probably been trucking 15, 20 years. I done heard people trucking older than I am. And they trapped, but they okay with it. Trucking ain't where it's gonna end for me yet. But that was the perfect start to allow Nabezz to give itself to the world. So the next thing gonna really just allow me to get y'all me on a whole nother level, and it may not even be music no more.
Bro. Last thing about recording yourself, will you ever invest in studio time again?
Yeah, for sure. I think personally, it's about when you got a real plan towards the studio time. Like if I'm out of town, for sure, I consider studio time. But granted, I probably still got my laptop with me and my setup, depending on the occasion, depending on what I went out of town for. And I'm gonna pack my shit up just in case. But yeah, I still consider the studio, but it's not likely because I'm also rather just tap in with a fat engineer that's at that studio. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what's really big. Just having a relationship with the engineer and like sending them your stems and waves to let him do what he do, and it's the same way. It allows him to just work strictly on that, not record you, and then like motherfuckers is trying to record in a 2 hour block and get a quick mix. Just pay him for 2 hours of a full mix, and you will know. Literally, go do that for 2 hours in the studio and watch the quick mix. Just do that, and then send them your stems and your waves, and let them spend 2 hours on the quick mix. You're gonna hear it, you're gonna see it, you could tell the difference. So it's like that. I think that's really the science of it, and I ain't really big on like when I send my shit to my engineers after recording, because I only got one, my boy Murph Watkins, aka shout out my boy Murph Watkins. That's really like the only person who has honestly allowed me to like get my sound out. You know what I'm saying? And I love what he worked with when he hear my sound, and he allowed me to be vocal about what I don't and do like. Plus, it's also allowing me to learn what I do and don't like, because I don't know anything about mixing, mastering, EQs, and free. I don't know about that part. I just know how to record, literally. Make sure my mic low enough, record. You know what I'm saying? Turn that shit up when I'm done. Send this shit to him. Let him do the rest. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm able to kind of hear, oh bro, that reverb, that's too much. Bro, that's too much. That delay, that's too much. I don't really know nothing about that besides hearing him work on it and him telling me like, oh yeah, that's what that is. That's what this is. So yeah, I definitely say lock in with engineers, and no, I don't think I'm gonna be done like in the studio, but I want to have that shit in the vault if I'm going to the studio. Like, damn, I got 5 of them. Like, yeah, this EP right now, fuck it, go ahead and get a 4 hour block, cause I know I'm finna go ahead and knock these 5 songs out in 2 hours, and then I need you to spend 2 hours mixing and getting this shit on point. Like, that's my recording process for sure. I ain't no song an hour. We can knock when that shit already put in them notes and the content edited. By that time, it's probably already in my head. If I done edited the content and I gotta go to the studio, I really don't want my phone in my hand when I record. So that was already my process too. When I used to record at the studios, I was making it my job to go in the studio, and I already knew the song in my head. That was a key thing too. So I wasn't in my phone. Cause that's a big difference. Like focusing on your phone and trying to get your voice that projection. Like for me it was. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't getting that same sound and delivery out. So that was key to me.
Sure. Back to your creative process a little bit. Now when you're recording, you know what I'm saying, you got it all put together. When you're recording music, Is it ever a thought in your head like I need one for the radio, I need one for the ladies, I need one for the guys, I need one for the late night, late short drives, or is it just always a vibe when you get to create?
Yeah, I think it's always a vibe because I'm so like I feel like I'm already creating those when I do it. Like I'm so versatile, so it's like the beat will usually just drive me to something like, "Wee, that motherfucker. We finna trap it out on this bitch. Ooh, why she do me like that on this motherfucker?" So it's like usually that sound already drive me into like a mode already. Like, ooh, why they want me to talk about this struggle? You know what I'm saying? Kind of already in that already kind of just put me in a mode to where it's like, okay, this is what I'm finna talk about. Usually once I go in and that's the mode I went in, it's like, oh yeah, stay there. I'm just gonna already stay there. But I definitely do. I had Knock It Off, which was a banger that was on the radio. It did a couple spins back in like 2018. Um, I had that on Power 92 for like a couple weekends for sure. And that kind of, that was pandemic actually. This was in 2020. And that's what kind of like drove me to like, yeah, I got a motherfucker fucking with me on that end. Like, I really need to like kind of try to go the distance. You know what I'm saying? And that's what kind of drove me to really just locking in. Like I said, I've been motivated by a lot of dope Chicago artists who ain't really, who probably got discouraged and they ain't go further than they really probably can. I'm talking about they doper than me. So this shit, when it comes to the music, it ain't even about me. It's bigger than me when it come to Nabezz even giving y'all what the fuck I do. I'm just really trying to unlock keys and open doors with the shit that I'm doing, my work ethic and my mindset and just the work that I put in and the avenues that I do take, because I'm really just trying to unlock like it's here for you too. You know what I'm saying? That's the real exec in me, and that's what I really want to get back into. You know what I'm saying? Dress up nice and get a nice professional photo and get my LinkedIn back rolling, because it ain't shit wrong to go get you an intern somewhere and go pick up the game for real, for real. And that's why I said I ain't tap back in with my SAE folks, because I don't think I got it all, but I got a lot to work with, and I do this shit just at my pace. And that's another thing. It's about your pace. Like, you can't be like, fuck scrolling all day and seeing what you see. Like, I gotta get like that. I gotta do like that. I gotta have my shit like that. No, you just gotta have your shit away that people know is you. And the longer you keep on focusing on you, that's what, like, I see you, bro. You gonna hear it. Hey, keep doing what you doing. Or you not gonna see it. But when you run across people, they gonna tell you. You know how many people don't like my shit? But when they see me, they like, man, bro, Joe, I see you doing your thing. Keep going. For sure. I ain't worried about you not liking my shit. I ain't worried about you not sharing my shit, because not just the city, but the world, Craig. And that's one of the biggest things I say, because it's not just about where we from. It's about trying to reach the world. And since I've been doing this shit full-fledged for the past 3 years, it's places outside of my city that then gravitated to what I got going on more than my city. Not to say that I'm running from my city. This is more of a reason why it's like, who do I am I in the city again that is like still doing that shit that I would like to reach out to? You know what I'm saying? Do I want to go get an LB? You know what I'm saying? Damn, do Sean Mack still do mixtapes? You know what I'm saying? So it's like, don't. Those the things that I think about for sure. But it's like, I want people to know Nabezz and respect Nabezz for what he creating on his own, kind of, before it's just like, hey man, I love what you doing and we wop the band. You know what I'm saying? I want it to have a real meaning, and you can look back like, oh yeah, you already put some work in yourself. What's up? What you trying to do? Like, hell yeah, 1,500. We could do this. You know what I'm saying? Whatever your price might be, we could do this. And now it's up to me whether I want to make that investment towards my resume, because that's what I look at this shit as, a resume. You know what I'm saying? You look on a motherfucking Instagram page, which is why you can't be on all the nonsense, all the guns, all the pole, all the drugs, all the, like, I come from that. I come from all day sitting on this shit. We'll pull up all day. But I had to even lead by changing that trajectory. Like, we ain't posting that shit on this page for real. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably on my last straw when it come to Instagram page that I done probably had for so long. And I'm thankful that I didn't caught it because I done watched all my homies lose their pages. You know what I'm saying? All of them. When like I say, that's my page now. I look at it as a resume. Literally. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that's just shit to keep in mind. Like you can follow the trend, but that's going fast. So when it slow down, it's gonna slow down, man. What's next? You're gonna be trying to follow the next trend. But by the time you do that, I'll probably be really then grown, and you probably, if you ain't see it, I could say I seen it. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it's about for real.
So having that man type of mind state, man. Give me your opinion on your peers in this industry and part of it. You know what I'm saying? Give me what's it like when you out bumping shoulders with the guys at the shows. You know what I'm saying? When you do go to the studio, you know what I'm saying? What's it like being amongst your peers in the sport you're in?
Man, it's really a lot of my younger brothers who really on this. Like my home besides 1219,
Yeah, besides your circle.
you know what I'm saying? Like it ain't really too many people, honestly. Like, well, it ain't really none in my circle besides 1219. But past that is my younger brothers for sure. You know what I'm saying? Like Fonzo doing his thing. You know what I'm saying? Ray doing his thing right now. Like little bros who I didn't really watch it and they got the city for what they really doing. But like with me, it's still like I said, just staying kind of true to what you is. So everybody grown. So who am I to be like, hey man, damn down on this, that, and the third, or you know what I'm saying? That ain't my place for real because I'm really just trying to create a lane of his own. Like I've been a person that go that way. If 30, 40 of my guys is going that way, I'm literally like, hey y'all, I'll get up with y'all. I'm finna go this way. I'll be back. And Nabe's ass ain't coming back. His ass, man, no Nabe's ain't coming back. It got to a point where they already understood, like, Nabe's get the Yeezy crop, get the Yeezy this. Man, I'm gonna take these right here, 3 stripes, they Adidas. Why I need the Yeezy? Man, you put these on, these go with the fit fleet, man. I don't need them, bro. I'm finna go ahead and throw these mics on. Or if it ain't even these mics, I'm throwing throw these Pumas on. You know what I'm saying? These New Balance on. People rocking the New Balance now, and it's like, boy, you couldn't get motherfucker out no 513, 501s or whatever. But they got other good shit going on now. But I always been that person. Like my grandpa and uncle told me the really shit I could do is stay free. So when I watch people catch pipe cases or when I watch people just do little shit that took away from their time, I was always like, how can I be smart? Nigga, it ain't scared. Nigga, I'm finna ride with this bitch too. I'm finna do this too. I'm finna do that too. But how can I eliminate that? Oh, okay, I need to be by myself. Oh, okay, I need to have, one individual that might be a lady with me. We going out to do something. Like, I don't need 4, 5 guys in a car with me. That's like, it just became that. And I come from, that's trial and error. I don't come from me thinking that I knew it or I heard them. Hell no. I got pulled over, stretched a handful of toe full of times. And it was like, okay, how this go? Let's do this. God damn, I don't get bothered unless I attract some attention now. You bust the wrong skirt. You did the wrong no light. Your seatbelt ain't on. Oh, that's me now. But it ain't probably as much. So it's like, I've always been aware of like my peers, my surroundings, and I always like paid attention to what people trying to do the majority of. Like, and I always just strayed away from that. Like, I indulged in it a lot, don't get me wrong, but that was enough to weigh it out where it was like, I had a mind of my own, like, fuck, I already know how this finna go. I'll hear about the story next week. I'll hear about the story tomorrow. And I'm okay. Like, I didn't understand what my OG used to say when we was young, where it was like, bro, it's gonna be way more parties. It's okay if you can't go to this one tonight, my boy. You tripping. Like, you tripping. Like, she was never really saying you tripping. But today, it was like, What you getting mad for? And like, I can't wait till I get grown. I hate living in this motherfucking house. I ain't all that built up just for you to really go through them trials and tribulations and be like, a motherfucker was right. A motherfucker was right. So that's why I commend a lot of people who got these type of platforms for, because this is where a lot of the old heads should be giving a testimonies. You don't gotta be an artist to hop on this bitch and give an interview. A lot of these old motherfuckers need to be on here. I don't care if you a hype. I don't care if I won't say hype. A struggling addict. You know what I'm saying? Like you've been good and story I'm looking for when you ain't been doing the shit, when you ain't relapsed type shit. You know what I'm saying? But like a lot of these platforms is meant for the old heads to come on here and speak to people and really try to because they listen to this shit all day. These youngsters is just on shit looking for shit to watch, letting it run in their ear, but they hearing the rah-rah. They hearing the rah-rah so much, they like, okay, turn that shit out. We on rah-rah too. But you need more of the old heads like, look, little nigga, while you running around or while you was running around, nigga, I was fighting for my life. I was the one shackled going to court, chain gang, orange shoots, this, that, and the third, while you still trying to live the shit I live. I get it. Everyone has to go through the experience, but we need way more motherfuckers like speaking on it. Like, bro, don't do it. Bro, just don't waste your time. And if you wasting your time already and you feeling what I'm saying, go ahead and lock in on shit something else you want to do. Like, don't feel like them aspirations or dreams or shit that's in your head far. Motherfucker feel like trying to be a dentist or a dental assistant is far. You know what I'm saying? And it's not. Like, you just gotta want more than this shit, cause this shit getting washed up for real. Like, nigga could rape a baby and do all type of other weird ass shit, and his family still gonna be like, don't touch him. Ain't no different than a motherfucker that's telling them. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this shit mixed up now. So it's like, you gotta be trying to find something to do for real. Go fix a car, man.
Yeah, for sure. Do you ever get discouraged? Do you ever get discouraged with music? Like, man, fuck this shit. I'm just gonna drive this truck for 24 hours straight. I'm gonna do this full time. And if you do, how do you overcome them thoughts?
With a lot of like my celebrity influences being dead, like a lot of, so like of course I still got a Master P, he's here. I still got Lil Wayne, he's here. You know what I'm saying? I still got Guwap, he's here. But like besides them, like for real, I'm not like a real old Jay-Z. I admire the game. You know what I'm saying? And the business mindset. The business mindset for sure. So when you talk about Dame Dash and Jay-Z, I admire the business mindset, because if I was Jay-Z too, I would have probably unfortunately I fuck with Dame Dash being that black sheep he is. But with a lot of the people that he put in the game, shit, that was a lot of money being fucked up. So if I'm Jay-Z and you got these unnecessary ass motherfuckers, just, you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, but discouraged, I only probably get the slightest of discouragement of shit like Young Scooter just passing, or Dolph getting killed, or Trouble getting killed by fucking with a bitch, or Bankroll Fresh getting killed. Some shit with a motherfucker he know about a bitch, or, you know what I'm saying? A lot of this shit be repeated cycles, and it be like, damn, if I gotta, one thing I tell myself today is, if this music shit involves jail time and any of that shit, I don't want it. You know what I'm saying? I've been free, like for the grace of God, I done been locked up. Don't get it twisted, but I got a chance. I got a second chance, third chance. You know what I'm saying? Cases expunged and sealed type of chance. So it's like, what more do you need? Oh no, fuck it, I'm finna try to go see if it can happen again. No, that was 7-8 years of my life that I had to sit down and straight and narrow. And that straight and narrow is what allowed me to become the person that I am today, because I didn't want to just subject myself to that shit. A lot of us subject ourselves to like, this all I know, bro. This shit ain't gonna never change for me, nigga. What the fuck you talking about, or what you think, nigga? This shit for you too. And I refuse to let any other individual project his fears, his struggle on me, even on the next person. I hear it all the time, man. The next person to be trying to talk. Well, that's not Lil Bro's story. That's not Lil Bro's story. That's your story, nigga. He still got a whole decade to live and probably go ahead of you. But that's what a lot of older motherfuckers be afraid of too. Shit, even people my age, they be afraid to see that. When it's like, the sooner you allow people to be great like that, you will be surprised at how you can get away from this shit. Like, that might be the person who do just come get you like, big bro, just come around me for a minute. Sit now, I can't force you. Just like with the music shit going on today. A lot of these kids, they getting good ass opportunities. Go fly to Cali, get this, go see that. These guys come get them. You know what I'm saying? Baby Mike came and got them folks, take them. They gonna still come back home to what they know and do what they do. So that part, I can't knock a motherfucker like that. But at least I could say I tried. You feel what I'm saying? That's what it's about. It's about just giving us a trying chance. I ain't trying to do shit but open these doors and go sit somewhere with a motherfucking, with some straw in my mouth, with some cattle, like literally go chill on a farm for real. Like, I ain't trying to do this shit to like, I won't say I don't want the longevity, but it's a marathon, but I want to be able to switch up. Like, I really go rock on you motherfuckers for real. Like, put a few people in the game, make my change, and poof, live my life, whatever that means. You know what I'm saying? However that's supposed to be. And that's really the exec of me talking, where I say, like, Rocco, like, open these doors to be able to, because there's people way doper than me, and they got to just understand it's about putting the work in. A lot of motherfuckers think this shit gonna happen overnight. On top of that, off of just talking rah-rah. But it's like, come on, man. Yo ass gonna fuck around. Wave your time on here. We already on this motherfucker for a short amount of time. We really just passing through this joint. The sooner you learn that, you know what I'm saying, you will look at things a whole lot differently. And I'm still learning that too. I'm still go through my emotional stages. But I'm so well aware that I'm just passing through this motherfucker. And when I'm here, I'm trying to just leave the best mark. You know what I'm saying? That I can fuck with people knew me for or know me for. That's why y'all don't know me now for real. Especially if you ain't around me doing the shit I'm doing. Cause you just going out, man, you saying fool that was cool. That's in the vault somewhere, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Right. Describe yourself as an artist to me. What kind of artist are you? You know what I'm saying? Are you hip hop? Are you a rapper? Are you a spitter? What kind of artist?
I like spitter.
What kind of artist would you consider yourself? If you have to describe yourself as an artist, if that's something that you even thought of or even considered.
Damn, it's crazy because I haven't really thought of that. Like, I for sure say a spitter, but I ain't really trying to box myself in. Like, I used to really look at it like I'm like a struggle rapper. You feel me? And struggle mean a lot. Like, I say struggle rapper because I struggled for a long time to be able to find a way to control and create this sound for myself. And I'm still pushing towards flourishing and mastering that sound. And that's all around, not just the sound, the ethic, the whole process, just the whole lifestyle. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even really a lifestyle. It's my life. So it's like just trying to make sure that you staying true to you. Like, I'm finna make some shit that I ain't doing. Nah, that's like what folks saying in the past decade. That's cap rap. So I never really tried to adapt to the cap rap. Now, what I do admire is the old school flow of like being able to talk about what people around you are doing. Like, I admire that old school flow. Like, it could be, that's the old school flow. Like, you ain't have to be the one that was jugging and trapping. But it was nice to know that, hey, LL Cool J style. Like, he spoke a lot heavy on people that was around doing this and that. The guys in the thug, but he stayed true to who he was. You feel me? That's why he became a more lover boy that was still rapping. Which is why he can say, I need love. You know what I'm saying? But then he can't do shit without his radio. Like, but then could still make some gangster shit too, just off of the people who putting in his ear. Like we all know in the streets, like bro, anybody touch you, call me, nigga. Mother, knock they motherfucking ears together. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so it's like I admire that type of flow too, versus the exaggerating. Like, and that's what a lot of people today is like. They rather just have a demonic imagination and exaggerate, and then they lead you to all type of other shit. So I don't commend that at all because there's so much more you could talk about. Like, talk about if your lights was off and your mama had to struggle and y'all had to have candles on for a few days, you know, because the gas was off, and you know what I'm saying. You had to go get motherfucking kerosene. You know what I'm saying? Little thing and light it up and heat the house up. Like that's why I say struggle rap, because that's more so what my whole drive was towards when I started rapping. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate the shit that I endured with my mother growing up. And it was like, if she ain't had nobody, she had, you know what I'm saying? She had her kids, she had me. You know what I'm saying? So I'm big on that, but I don't praise the struggle. Cause that's just like some shit I watched with him 500. Like, we got a lot of problems with like, nigga, I got this shit out the mud and that ain't nothing to really be proud about. That's not, we wanna put that in the back. We wanna close the vault and we wanna talk about the good shit that I done really spoke on, which has allowed me to flourish the way that I'm flourishing. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's really what but Chicago just struggled doing that, because what we done created and the mass of it then took over, and we done took over the country with this shit. Like, yeah, I know South Central got they shit in the 80s and the 90s, and you know what I'm saying? But now I'm talking about we done multiplied them. Like that didn't multiply when it come to what we doing. Like, nigga, if New York was killing, they was telling too. They probably don't even want to tell. They want to just kill now. You know what I'm saying? Like, and now you might get that going on, traveling in the university going on down south, which is why you got YSL going on what they got going on. Like, so it's like, yeah, this shit just, but it's more to life than music. You know what I'm saying? For sure. Music just shapes a lot of our life. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the part that we gotta wrap our head on. Like, it's more to life than music. Like, music is just what impacts us every day. Like, sometimes we can't get no type of, it's like rolling the flaming up a blunt. Music be that motivation. Music be that spark of the day. Music help a motherfucker think sometimes, you know? If they don't got a mind of their own, it sparks something. So, yeah, I just say that, like, trying to lock in on what's important to you for real when it comes to this music, and not trying to derail and do what you seeing other people do. Like, don't even get that part a try. Don't even give it a try. Stick to what you want to do for real.
For sure, for sure. Now I got a couple more questions before we get up out of here. I talk to a lot of artists and they be like their biggest supporters is people as far as the music goes, is people that they never met before in real life. So if you don't mind me asking, what's your support system like with the music shit?
My kids. Like right now, we talking about like top fans, top people, my kids. You know what I'm saying? If they was in here right now and the tape jammed, you would hear them reciting the tape. You know what I'm saying? Cause they honest. You know what I'm saying? They ain't sugarcoating it. They like, that one ain't it. You know what I'm saying? This was better than that one. And then after a while, I'm kind of forcing it in their ear, so it's like they with it too, just like everybody do this shit. Like, come on now, let's be real. Was anybody listening to Detroit or Michigan music 10 years ago? You know what I'm saying? Was that really the type of music that you really would have been wanting to hear 10, 12 years ago?
It's only a few of their years. I still don't want to hear that shit.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, just things of that nature is more of like, that's the perfect blueprint of how it's not really about the music, it's about showing some sort of unity. And we did that in Chicago for sure. You know what I'm saying? The Nabezz did that most definitely. They found the way to take the music and be one. You know what I'm saying? Even while they was converting folks and doing all that other stuff, they found the way to have that one. Now even look at it. You know, is it the same one? You know, but in a sense, it's like that hasn't really kind of been done again in Chicago, and it's not to say it won't be done again. It just got to be done at another aspect. Like we come from footworking and doing house. We come from house music and footwork. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Hollywood who able to really like take off and do what he doing and become the artist that he becoming because it's different. It give you that DJ Nate vibe or a Pope vibe or and that's different. So it's like we gotta tap back into the fun shit of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like out west a decade ago was not even past a decade ago was, you know, Fifi's on the block and all that type of good shit, and then that shit changed. They ain't just want to hustle. They not saying people weren't out here killing and doing all that, but it was like shit, motherfuckers want hats out here too now. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the trajectory. Meanwhile, the Southside, a lot of people really tired of that shit. That's why you got motherfucker whooping and pushing peace, and you got a motherfucker, but it's still hard because too much blood done been shed. But it's like when you really learn energy, you feel me? Evil gon' just gonna cancel itself out. You know what I'm saying? You can't try to reach the greatest thing, uh, the greatest potential of this shit without God and without prayer for real, and putting your trust, just being more positive. You feel me? Like even when you look at what we've overcome, our ancestors, we talking about the 60s and the 70s or the 60s and under, like they wasn't on rah rah. They was faith. Like the rah rah was the whole other a whole nother complexion. So it was like at that time it was you know, from churches being bombed, the homes and real communities being torn and put underneath water. Like, bro, this wasn't nothing but prayer, hope, and prayer. And they got that. They literally got that. But they got that with, in hindsight, a whole nother agenda of us being distracted, push. That's why we don't got way more entrepreneurs that you even see when niggas was dealing crack and coke and had tons of real estate, or you know what I'm saying, grandpas or whoever, uncles, older heads who probably not even here no more was locked in on shit because they had a whiff of that struggle and they already knew what the shit was about conquering. You can't even get us to be trying to buy back the block for real, because that's too much for a nigga. I'm finna just sit on this bitch all day and hug this bitch down. I'm finna go over at the gas station and say this my shit. It's not your shit, my nigga. Motherfucker come Swiss cheese and food and them still there. Myth and them still there getting busy for this day shit. So it's like we suck at that, and that's why I feel Kanye 100%. Like I feel him 100%. I don't think Kanye tweaks at nothing he do. Cause if I had the opportunity to be the way I be, that's why Nabezz is trying to learn how to shut the fuck up. Because I'll literally be exactly the same way. I'll throw a fucking swastika on, I'll put on all black because y'all we still fail to get the message. Like if Jews went through the justice struggle that we went through, shit, they sure don't feel that way now. They overcame and they the ones running the labels and this, that, and the third and got shit going on. Meanwhile, we still, the adversity that we still get, we gonna forever have because it's not set up for us to lock in on that sense of unity. It was. It was for sure. But it never been meant. It's never been meant. So that's why it's always the next diversion. The next diversion. You know what I'm saying? The next diversion. So, yeah.
For sure, man. Well, this is definitely a packed interview. I wasn't expecting, man. You were real righteous brother, man. But before you get up out of here, man, we got 7 minutes left, man. Real quick, man. Just let the people know what's out right now. You know what I'm saying? When they look up names, what can they listen to? What can they check out? What can they shop? And then and with your social media and where they can find the music and all that.
Yeah, so shit, names. Like I see this.
You killing it with that.
This a Tumblr of mine right here where I pretty much just put my electronic press kit on. The first 2 tapes I gave to the world was Nabezz Giving 1. You know what I'm saying? I kind of got a hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil mindset with the Nabezz Givings. Because it was my first time actually, like I said, giving myself to the world, which is why they call Nabezz Giving. No, they not going to drop around Thanksgiving time or none of that shit. The first one I just happened to give you guys or to the world on all platforms on Thanksgiving. But it's just me introducing myself to the world collectively. And yeah, once I do the third one, we gonna be done with the Nabezz Giving. I got Ladies First, a EP strictly out for the ladies on all platforms. The versatility of that is dope. It's a single on that called Me and You that y'all really love. This strictly for the ladies. Cause I tell a nigga to bump it, he might hate. He ain't gonna play that motherfucker. So it's like after those 2, me and my brother, Mr. 1219, shout out Wooski, we dropped a collective tape together called 1219 Nabezz. And that's real dope. That's kind of a project of mine that I'm still working on right now and pushing. You know what I'm saying? Just letting the world know that it's out there. Cause that was like some yin and yang shit that we did that was real dope that I think ain't too many people, brothers of mine and my age and all of that, you know, peers that's really on what I'm on, which is why it's about like trying to reach out to more people, you know, to add that value and bring it together. And then the most recent one that I do got going on is Nabezz Giving 2, which I just dropped a couple weeks ago. It's still fresh. Literally, I'm on all platforms. All you gotta do is type in Nabezz, and you're gonna see me. I got merch. I got a site coming up real soon that I'm really working on, so I'll be able to just flourish this a lot better. But right now, you know what I'm saying. I got a couple 3.5s. I probably got a zip right here. You know what I'm saying? Sitting on the table for real. And yeah, shit. Then I also got a family business going on right now with me and my brothers and sisters. We are family brands called the Great 8. You know what I'm saying? And we pretty much just specialize in event planning and decoration. You know what I'm saying? So we got tents, tables, chairs, bouncy houses, DJ. You know what I'm saying? And that's pretty much just what we doing. So any type of event that you're trying to do, literally you can contact us. You know what I'm saying? Everybody got their own people in mind that they can hit up for these collective things as well. But I know a lot of people growing, they flourishing, and shit, sometimes when that price go up for people, hey, it might not be your price no more. It might not be a part of your budget. That's where we come in at. You know what I'm saying? Because if you create it, they will come. So that's just what that's about, the Great 8. And like I say, all the shit that Nabezz is doing by itself as a brand, I feel like I was a real influence to my family just wanting to pick it up and get some shit going too as a whole. And I love that too, because if I can master it with my family, then I can come back over here. And it's about with me just trying to create the blueprint, because whichever blueprint you created from, follow the guidelines. And that's what I'm still trying to do with Nabezz. This shit ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? I'm human just like you. So I don't want nobody thinking they being belittled or any of that. I feel like I'm better than them or any of that. It's just, in order for you to be where you trying to be, you got to focus on the type of shit that I'm focused on. That's all. That's really it. So that's kind of like the shit that I'm into right now that I got going on. And shit, I'm open to really be trying to work. I ain't no picky motherfucker. I ain't no sign motherfucker. Ain't no nigga got my rights or my publishing or my shit confined to nothing. So it's like, if it's work able to be done, that's why I'm never really worried about what I done did, because I'm on to what I'm finna do. You know what I'm saying?
For sure. Let the people know where they can find you on social media.
On Instagram, it's just Nabezz.
So,
It's just Nabezz. You know what I'm saying? Chris Nabezz on Facebook. Just Nabezz. Type in Nabezz, that's me. If it ain't me, that's La Familia, for real.
so I definitely appreciate your time. This is the most valuable thing we got.
Man.
Enjoy the rest of your evening.
Sure.
In it. Gang.